Gio, where were you yesterday when we were looking for you for Turn of the Century? That is absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Disney. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the LPTV Disney Morning Show. Not Disney Trivia Live. My name is Doobie Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place and co-host of Disney Trivia Live. Over there is our managing editor and frequent player on Disney Trivia Live, Kyle Burbank. How's it going, Kyle?
That's pretty good. How about you?
Going well. I'd like to congratulate Uncle Orville for winning 2 contests last night. 2 contests. Way to go. And thank the trio for coming on live to talk with us after the show. That was a lot of fun. Say some hellos here. Hello to Gio once again. Hello, Nikki B. Thank you for being here with us as always. So we're going to catch you up on what's going on in the world of Disney. Not too much going on compared to yesterday with all the Disney treasure news, but there was a fun article this morning that we're hoping to get some tidbits from, some inside workings on between the Bob Iger and the 2 Bobs, Iger and Chapek, and the CEO change. And this is probably the 209th definitive article we've seen on this, half of those being from CNBC, but everyone is always interesting. So we're going to talk about it again today, but first, we're going to start with another type of financial stuff, and that is the Disney stock price. All right, Kai, you are on a roll with this thing. I am so impressed with you. So I am going to make it a little bit harder today. I'm going to say within 13 cents, what is the current price of Disney stock?
Well, I will admit I did have to check it this morning because it was a while ago, so it could move all over. But our CEO messaged me and says, "Wow, Disney stock even lower." And I had to look to see if that meant a new 52-week low and whether it was something I needed to write about. But no, it's just generally low. And so I'm going to say 81.
81. It is 81.08. Kyle is good, which kind of surprised me because when I looked earlier, the first time I loaded this page, it was in the 80s. So I'm like, we're getting close. We're getting close to the 7s, which would be remarkable. It is a very long article, Gio. I am 1/5 of the way through it, I think. And good morning, Rich. How you doing? Hey, Rich, would love to know what you thought of the Disney Treasure announcement yesterday. Blast the chat. Let us know if you're excited or disappointed or anything you think. Oh, Gio says refresh, lower. Just 81.05. This is now, so I will admit I'm getting this from the Disney website because I like their presentation, but it is delayed 15 minutes.
Well, most are.
Let's get it updated. Is Yahoo delayed 15 minutes? No, see, Yahoo here has 80.86. But we're going to stick with our normal source. Kyle is a winner today. Is Ethan back?
Yeah.
Ethan's back for 1 day of work this week.
Are we not doing shows the rest of the week?
We're so out of the loop, Kyle. Play Ethan. We'll talk.
Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of the LP Disney Weather Report. Dark in the city, night is a wire. Steam in the subway, earth is a fire. Woman, you want me, give me a sign. And catch my breathing even closer behind. In touch with the ground, I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Smell like I sound, I'm lost in a crowd. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Straddle the line in discord and rhyme. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Mouth is alive, with juices like wine. And I'm hungry like the wolf. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim was a bit foggy this morning, but a sunny day is in store with highs in the low 80s. Walt Disney World will also be sunny today, although a few clouds could make their way in this afternoon. It is expected to stay dry, however, and the high of 93 will surprisingly only feel like 97. Castaway Cay will be partly to mostly cloudy today and feel like the mid-90s. That's right, they'll be playing hacky sack and listening to Lisa Loeb while Kurt Loder reads the news. Disneyland Paris is sunny now and in for a clear night. Temps will fall from the upper 80s all the way down to 70 before the night's end. Tomorrow, Tokyo will see a few showers in the mid-morning followed by cloudy skies in the afternoon. Another round of rain is expected in the evening, keeping the high for the day to 84. Shanghai is also joining the Sunshine Club tomorrow with a high of 88 that will feel more like 95. Finally, Hong Kong is expecting showers all day long tomorrow. Through it all, they'll stay firmly in the low to mid-80s temperature-wise. And that's it for another LP weather report. It's good to be back and I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. Bye for now.
Ethan, also out of the loop, did not know when he...
Yeah, I know. The lyrics for Hungry Like a Wolf are kind of gross. Yeah, I'm going to be. I'm out tomorrow and Friday. The show is more than welcome to go on without me, but I will be gone for the
Why
next
not?
2 days for a family wedding. Rich, always excited for a new cruise ship. Love the themes of the areas. Hope the SCA is laying down in more areas and lead up to the christening. Yeah, we'll see. I'm very surprised by the lack of SCA, and hope it's just. Hope it's just. They haven't announced it yet, as opposed to it's an active effort to not lean on the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. And yes, Kyle, I am gone on Saturday as well. No Disney Trivia Live on Saturday.
Ethan did tell me that he took the doo-doos out just for you.
That would have been funny. I can't believe. All right, let's jump before we're going to get into the CNBC article just a little bit. Kyle read the entire thing, longer than Pirates of the
I
Caribbean.
skimmed towards the end where I'm like, yeah, I know.
But let's start with some news this morning. As all of you know, The Little Mermaid is on Disney Plus this morning. How exciting. I hope you guys are going to watch it. I enjoyed that movie. Not a great movie. Nowhere near as good as the original, but a decent film. Definitely worth watching, especially if you skipped it in theaters, which I'm sure you did, Kyle. Are you excited to see it on Disney Plus?
Not as excited as I am for this other movie we're about to discuss.
Well, tell us then.
Elemental is coming 1 week from today. They decided to hold out on us. September 13th, it will be coming to Disney Plus, along with a documentary about the making and director Peterson. So I forget what that's called, like Chemistry or something like that.
Good Chemistry, the story of Elemental.
Yes. And the short Carl's Date will also be coming on that day. And then as part promotion for this, Disney Plus is doing a special offer where new and I think returning customers can get the ad-supported basic tier 3 months. So it's $1.99 a month for 3 months.
Which is pretty darn cheap. Although I feel like when Disney Plus launched, that's about what it costs just to get Disney Plus, somewhere in that neighborhood. I still think of it as being so cheap because I have Verizon and I'm pretty sure I've yet to start my 3-year subscription because I keep getting it free with my Verizon. Rich will watch it.
Release a while ago, so I can find that article, but I don't remember the dates.
You'll wait till after Ahsoka. Oh, that Ahsoka. Did you see Ahsoka yesterday?
No.
Mike Celestino.
I saw a poster for it.
No, you saw a Photoshop for it. Mike Celestino, 4 p.m. today, is going to be doing Who's the Boss Live. He'll be talking about Ahsoka. I don't know his opinion. I've not read his recap article. I loved this episode. It was spectacular right up until a very confusing ending. So
I've seen a couple things. Our friend Edith put up a story that said she and Dave Filoni are no longer friends. It had Dave Filoni and his face was crossed out.
So I saw a tweet this morning that said everyone either absolutely loved or absolutely hated that episode. I can understand the love. I need to understand the hate. I don't know why.
Elemental 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and DVD will be September 26th. Geo.
Disney Plus first. What a concept.
I figured it would be around there. I don't think this is really breaking the mold. I think it's just weird that they're announcing it so late in the game. But
has it been available for digital purchase up until now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's still not Disney Plus first. Just no. Disney Plus before physical. Okay, yeah, I love that. I love Ahsoka. I'm going to watch Mike today because I got to know what he thought of it. And I'm hoping he and whoever his guest is have differing opinions so I can really get the full experience. Okay, that if you want to know what Mike thought, by the way, I should go ahead and put that in here. He does a recap. It was called Fallen Jedi. You can go check that out right now. Okay, I got to go to the end of his article and see what he said. I'm going to read the final sentence.
Okay.
We'll have to fire up Disney Plus again next Tuesday night to find out. That kind of goes with what got him in the commercial.
Yeah. You'll have to watch until the end to find out how it ends. You know what's funny is when I saw the quote, I immediately thought, well, that's just stating a fact. But I didn't want to point that out because I didn't want to, rain on his parade. But then he, of course, pointed it out. So then it's like, okay, yeah, you're right. It's funny.
You spend your whole career giving insightful quotes on movies, and the one they choose to use is, yes, it is a TV show.
These were 2 episodes of 8. Or however many, I don't remember.
Take what you can get. All right, so here is a link to the CNBC article if you want to go check it out. Here is what it looks like on CNBC.com. Disney's wildest ride, Iger Chapek, and the making of an epic succession mess. Before you talk, Kyle, let me see the final paragraph.
It's not a review. I think the final paragraph is actually a sentence. Yeah, I am right.
Okay, I'm going to go with a
disclosure.
Whatever materializes, the contract extension Iger got in July likely means he's going to be Disney CEO for years to come. For now, internal candidates will do their best Disney nice to win over Iger and the board, and yet it's entirely possible they'll spend the bulk of their careers working and politicking and pining for a job they'll never get. Just as it has since 2005, the magical world of Disney once again revolved around Iger. Everyone else is on his ride, the ride of a lifetime. What a callback. So what did we learn here, Kyle?
I mean, it's mostly just tidbits. I don't think there's any big bombshells here. I think probably the one that stood out to me, and I'm sure at some point these things have been hashed, but they talked about, there's a whole section dedicated to the Scarlett Johansson debacle, which makes sense because that was quite a debacle. I think it was our Turkey of the Year.
Sure.
And they mentioned that neither one of the Bobs thought that it was a good idea, but neither one stopped it because they each felt the other one should be in charge of it. So the idea was that, it involves talent, so this should be a creative thing, so Iger should handle it. And Iger felt that, no, this is just a contract dispute. This is general business. This should go to Chapek. And so they both just shut up and let it happen.
You can't have 2 CEOs, especially this is like the worst of both worlds. If you have co-CEOs, I have a feeling co-CEOs very specifically define their roles. But here we have a CEO and, a CEO emeritus who just is hanging around, and it's so much more nebulous and just gives so much more room for stuff like this to happen. And whose failing do you think that is more, Chapek or Iger? Or the board for letting it happen?
I think the piece, I don't think it's necessarily sympathetic to Chapek, but I think you do kind of get the idea that, Iger acknowledges that he made a mistake. So, and it looks like he started to see that he made a mistake fairly early on in the process, being like, and so then the rest of it is, Chapek trying to fight for his spot. And then, he kind of, once Iger's gone, then he kind of, flails on his own in some ways. It kind of also, the other part that kind of stood out was detailing the lead up until the earnings call that kind of doomed him. And I guess even before that, like McCarthy, when she and Chapek were presenting to the board, she kind of blindsided Chapek by being like, oh, hey, by the way, this is really bad. And so he wasn't expecting that. And then even knowing that, he apparently, it mentions again that why are we talking about ticket sales for Oogie Boogie when we're telling them that our thing that we went all in on is losing a lot of money.
I'm so glad.
Things that we all kind of knew. I also liked how I think it was Dana had walked by Iger's and was kind of making small talk, and then they made a point to go take another walk, but it was really just she made the appointment so that she knew that Iger would be available when Susan Arnold called him about taking the job back. So silly things like that. There's also a couple Mean Girls references for no reason. So look forward to that.
So I always got my assumption, I should say, was that I'm going to use the term meddling. Not that, I'm just going to use that term. Iger's meddling was a cause of a lot of the issues, but it sounds like you're saying Iger felt Chapek was a failure pretty much from the start. And then as a result, he started meddling, and then Chapek is trying to keep his job. So the meddling wasn't the cause, the meddling was the effect.
So I don't know if he necessarily thought that he was a failure right away, just maybe not the right person, or that he didn't think that this, it's a little unclear whether he thought that what he was doing was wrong. Like the first big conflict that we did know about this already was that Chapek wanted to furlough the park employees sooner, and Iger overrode him, even though it's not a creative decision. He's like, no, we can't do that yet. We got to wait until the government assistance kicks in. But the first inkling was that when they were preparing for the shareholder meeting, and it wasn't that what Chapek was doing was wrong. It's just that he was already, shutting out Iger seemingly, or like just not the buddy cop film in Iger's mind wasn't playing out. He thought they were going to be together more and making,
Right.
he was really going to be like mentoring him. Whereas Chapek's like, no, I got the job. Now I do the job. So it's just a misunderstanding there.
Because the part of the article I've read thus far makes it, kind of talks about how Iger did not feel a need to have him play that mentor role as he did with Tom Stagg, which ultimately didn't work out, that he wanted him to just get into the role right away. And then he's like, if you want to mentor while he's still under you. Don't make him CEO and mentor. It seems interesting. Schnepp points out that The Economist used the example of Iger's departure and return, an example how too many CEOs hang on to the job too long, in an article this week, which, there's no question the greatness of Bob Iger as CEO of this company, but you do wonder at some point, is it too long? So My Sunny Saga, my wife, says the article intimates that Iger thought Chapek would be collaborative, so it wouldn't be a mentor, but collaborative. That's just, wow. How do you not have all this stuff set in stone before you actually, turn over the key? That's just baffling to me. Baffling. And another interesting I did read is it gives the impression that Chapek and Iger weren't particularly close before Chapek became CEO. Obviously, they worked together. Chapek headed many companies, but it's not like he was a daily person he talked to. They talk about how in Iger's book, he doesn't even mention Chapek. So I still think all the more interesting that it wasn't all set in stone before
This isn't touched on in the article at all, but I still feel like Iger had an inkling that COVID was going to be more impactful on the company than he's letting on. And that's kind of, I don't know. I can't imagine that wasn't a factor because it all happened so quickly, even though they're saying the plan came together. Like, I think he knew 13 days before the announcement was made and that keys were handed over. But it just seems so weird that it happened so quickly and so differently than we would have expected. That I have to think that part of him knew. He's like, okay, well, I'm getting out of this beforehand, and this is an excuse to come back in.
Yeah. And as Mike Mack says, it's like quarterbacks. If you have two CEOs, you have no CEOs. And as a Bengals fan, Mac would understand what it means to have no quarterback. All right. Anything else you'd like to? Isn't he hurt still?
He's fine.
No, he's not.
We got to worry about Travis Kelce.
He's hurt because he wants a new contract, so he could be hurt all season. Anything else you want to say about this article before we move on?
No, I want to talk about Joe Burrow, but
is he on your team?
Yeah, he's my quarterback. If he doesn't play, then I guess Geno Smith is up. So I really need Joe Burrow to come through.
Did he win the starting job over in Seattle?
I don't even know. Probably not. And then Travis Kelce is my tight end. So things are going great over on Team Kyle.
Who are the Cowboys on your team?
I don't know if I'd have to look. If your first few rounds. And guess who I'm playing this week in fantasy football? Mac.
You should. I don't know if I don't play fantasy football, so I don't know if offensive linemen are chosen, but Zach Martin's a really good one.
No, you don't. You choose offensive. Choose a quarterback, flex, so that could be tight end or wide receiver, running back, and then all of those positions, and then you get a team defense. Which I have the Chiefs, who don't have Chris Jones, so
But who are they playing?
The Lions, but
I think the Lions.
Yeah,
my money's on Mac.
Yeah, it's not good.
All right. Yesterday was all the big Disney treasure news. We did an epic, and I must say I am quite proud of that live stream. I thought we did a really good job.
Yeah, the one that I'm barely on is the one you like the most.
With Jeremiah and Heather from Mouth Sand Travel. talking about all the announcements, but a little bit did come out after we were done, including itineraries for the inaugural season. So Disney Treasure Itineraries, that's not the right tab, that is. They will be sailing, as we know, Eastern and Western Caribbean. The first maiden voyage, December 21st, is in Eastern Caribbean with 2 days at sea, the British Virgin Islands, Tortola, St. Thomas, and then another day at sea, and then Castaway Cay. And it looks like they're sailing a Western Caribbean itinerary and 2 different Eastern Caribbean itineraries. So on the Western, they'll be stopping at Cozumel, Grand Cayman, and Jamaica. On one Eastern, they'll be doing Tortola, St. Thomas, and Castaway Cay, of course. All of these have Castaway Cay. And on the other Eastern, they're doing Tortola, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Castaway Cay. So take your pick, how you want to travel, how you want to see the new Disney treasure. And if you do decide you want to do it, we, of course, recommend you contact Mouse Fan Travel. Maybe our friend Rich here, who's often in the chat. They can obviously hook you up really well. We recommend them highly for taking care of all your Disney travel needs.
But Doobie, was there anything that surprised you about these itineraries?
Yes, there was. Seriously surprised me. They all go to Castaway Cay. None go to Lighthouse Point, which will be open this summer. Like, it'll be open in 6 months, potentially 6 months before the treasure even sets sail. Yet all the sailings go to Castaway Cay. What do you think of that?
I think it makes sense when you realize, okay, well, I guess if you want to do the newest Disney Cruise Line thing, you now have to do 2 things, because you're going to have to go onto the ship that's going to go to the old place, or you can get on an old ship and go to the new place. So it's spreading the wealth around. That
is perfectly logical. Not what I think.
Not what I want, but logical.
I didn't even share what I thought in the Slack, but I'm gonna flesh it out right here on live YouTube.
LPTV exclusive.
So first of all, I think us huge Disney fans, we care about the ship. Most people who cruise, and I think that even includes a lot of people who cruise on Disney, care more about the itineraries. So most of the people are choosing, hey, I want to go on a 7-day cruise. I want to go on Western Caribbean, and that's what the treasure goes on. So I'm going to go on the treasure. It's not about going on the new ship. And I think Disney wants to make sure those people have the best experience. And I think the best experience Disney realizes, even now, is going to be Castaway Cay and Lighthouse Point. It's just a disappointment. There you go. You heard it here first.
The people that are going to be on the Disney treasure for a while are going to be those 50+ people that want to go see their little wooden plaque at the Castaway Cay.
Okay, that's a factor too. They could do both. I mean, there's a lot of days at sea.
Who wants to go to Cozumel?
Why not? Oh, no. I mean, Castaway Cay and Lighthouse Point are pretty close together, so they could do those on consecutive days. I'm not a sailor, but it seems like they could perhaps get rid of one of those days at sea and replace it with a Lighthouse Point. I don't know.
Has anyone ever done the Kokomo cruise, where they've gone to Aruba, Jamaica, and Bermuda, Bahama?
Rich from Mouse Fan, a large number of cruisers just want to stay on the ship no matter where it goes. And that's what I am. I don't need to get off the ship at all, even at Castaway Cay. But I'm always surprised at how many cruisers actually care about itineraries. Like, almost invariably, someone will tell me they're going on a cruise. I'll go, oh, what ship are you going on? And I like a Royal Caribbean something or other. They know where they're going. They don't know how they're going. They don't care about the cruise itself nearly as much as I do.
Yeah, there are some Disney ones that I'd say going to like Alaska. That's different than, like your generic Bahamian and Caribbean ones for the Disney. Like everything out of Canaveral blends together for some people, I'm sure. But yeah, if you're doing something in Europe or going to Alaska.
Yeah, obviously. Definitely. And certainly those 3 and 4 days that just go to Nassau. Yeah, okay, I'll grant you those people don't care. They're there for the ship. How many times you want to go to Alaska?
You have to go to Nassau because you have to leave the country.
Put the dream in Alaska, please. Can it handle it? I know they had to do a lot to the Wonder to get it ready for Alaska. I wonder if the Dream class ships are ready for Alaska. I can remember going on a cruise with Captain Tom, the first Disney cruise ship, Disney cruise captain, and he had a little meet and greet, and people wanted. This was before they were going to Alaska. Why aren't we going to Alaska? It was very cold in Alaska. Why? While the ships aren't ready for Alaska, and ultimately they did. But it's not just a matter of going to Alaska. The ship's got to be set for it. But that's what we'll always remember. It is very cold. Okay, what is next? Can't wait to ride the ride. Can't wait to go on the treasure. Too exciting. Merchandise event at Wide World of Sports for annual pass holders. Is this something they've done before and I just don't remember?
I am admittedly not well versed enough to know whether they've done this before, but it sounds very funny to me. It's basically they're turning Wide World of Sports into like a public company D. Where you're going to be able to go buy all the crap they couldn't sell at a heavily discounted price. So it could be food trucks. You could buy expensive food and cheap merch at the same time.
Wow. We have something for that.
I'm sure there'll be some decent things, like just like there is a Company D and whatever the other stores are. I've only been to the Anaheim Company D.
If you would like the exclusive opportunity to purchase merchandise at significant discounts, Disney World has something for you, especially if you're an annual pass holder. This is only for their most coveted fans, the annual pass holders. For 4 days, September 20th through 23rd, you will have the exclusive opportunity to purchase merchandise for up to 60% off at a location you don't even normally visit, the ESPN Wide World of Sports. There will be food trucks, photo ops, exclusive food and beverage, tons of vloggers, I'm sure. So 10 to 7 each day. Go check it out. Annual pass is required. You can get a virtual queue, and then you have 2 hours to get back there. So, go check it out. It's this wonderful opportunity to get merchandise at a discount. Thank you, Disney, for doing this.
Is there a Disney character named TJ? I mean, there's from Recess. I don't think they're going to bring him out.
What you're doing here.
I'm just wondering if for this new shopping concept, they could bring out a pair of characters, TJ and Max, that can serve as mascots.
Swap and meet. All right, so Kyle is a poo-poo. Mac will be there because they have food trucks. All right, Disneyland Paris, that's your beat, Kyle. Yesterday was Oswald's birthday.
Oh, yeah, this happened before Oswald's birthday, but so they used to have an annual pass office, and I guess they turned it into a temporary meet and greet. So these are from our friend Edith. She got to go in there. She got to meet Oswald and Tinkerbell and Hortensia. So yeah, kind of fun. Some rare characters. Hortensia first debuted at Fan Days, which was billed as the inaugural event, and then they've never had another one. I think because it was it was amazing for guests, but it was way too hectic for cast members, and so they never done another one. But that's where she debuted, and it's cool that you get to see her again. They brought her a couple other times, but
and this is also only for pass holders.
Either one. You can either have a legacy pass annuel, or you can have one of the new Disneyland passes.
Say that again.
Pass annuel.
What a Frenchman. Are you French? Is that your heritage?
I don't think so.
You have no idea.
I have no idea. Just different shades of white.
Je français.
Okay.
Oui, oui. Thank you, Edith. I always love when we see tweets coming from Paris. Like, Edith is working. Love to see that. 3 new Lego inspired by Disney's Wish are coming this October. Kyle, you're our Lego guy, and I know how excited you are about Wish. You're always asking if it's still on track and if there's any new information.
Yeah, so I haven't looked at these yet, but we have 3. That one looks... so they have these like princessy ones that are not Duplos, but they aren't like fully Lego to me, and this is kind of where that lands. It looks more like Playmobil or whatever it is.
Yeah,
but
I agree with you.
Yeah, so not my favorite, but very cool that we're already getting a look at those. So that reminds me of like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Concur. Disney World Edition. All right, we already talked about Ahsoka Episode 4. Reminder to go read Mike's review. Watch him at 4 p.m. today, where he will go in depth on a controversial Ahsoka episode, and maybe I can find out why it's controversial. Tony Betty, my favorite person in the whole world, he got to visit Flamingo Crossing, the new Disney College program housing. And that's particularly interesting because he was a CP college program person himself. And he lived in CP housing at the time. And so he's seeing it from that perspective. And I actually started reading through this today, and it's a pretty interesting read. So if you want to see what it's like to be a Disney college programmer, go check that out. I think I don't think we've really covered that at all in Laughing Place's entire history. So kind of an interesting thing to
What,
get
the college
into.
program in general, or?
No, but the actual life of a college program, where they live, how they live. Lots of pictures here of the actual.
Which is funny because like half our
inside.
team has done the program.
Right. And I think there's a ton of TikTokers and stuff now who, this is my day in the life of the Disney college program.
Oh no, there was, I don't know how it is now, but a few years ago there was like, so many like Facebook groups dedicated to teaching people, answering questions about how to get accepted and what you should do, like looking forward to those new application dates and stuff like that. And this new facility, newish, I think it opened like a couple years ago, looks pretty nice. The only downside is, you have to pay for that. I don't know how the pricing compares to the older housing and stuff. I'd be curious about that. But I think they also probably get more now than they did in the past few years, back when the people we know, like Tony and Becca and Alex, I think Alex did the program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know he worked there. I don't remember. I think he was a CP first. So
I'm 95%
Marshall,
sure.
I'm pretty sure was CP.
Wow. See, it is the route to working for LP. So if you want to grow up and work for LP someday, go be a CP at Disney World.
You go from working at Disney and spending all your money at Disney to working for LP and spending all your money at Disney.
At least LP kind of can I guess Disney did too. Okay, moving on to Mike Celestino has done a review of this right here.
This right here.
He had previously done an unboxing of the Star Wars, of a bunch of stuff that included the Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures Jedi Temple Building set number 75358, and now he has finally put it together and done a review, like we do with all
Looks
reviews.
like he had a lot of work to do putting that whole set together. Wow, you put a head on a minifig and put the pants on too. Wow.
That's a great point. That is a great point. It does not look like the most complicated set in the world, and yet.
No, he's just 4 and up. He was able to handle it.
So his review starts, while this was not geared. No, just kidding. Okay. Toy unboxing / review, Lego Star Wars Young Jedi Adventure Tenoo Jedi Building Set number 75358. That's the headline. And now the final paragraph. As an older fan, my favorite thing about the Tenoo, and I'm probably driving Rebecca crazy with my pronunciation right now, Jedi Temple set is that it includes printed pieces, not stickers, with the Jedi Order insignia and themed bricks with moss growing on them. I feel like these elements would be essential in building out a larger Jedi Temple set of fans' own designs, which makes this a great place to start. And while this set is definitely targeted at younger collectors, I don't see any right reason why that should stop adult Star Wars fans from picking it up as well, except for the glaring absence of nubs, undeniably the breakout star of Young Jedi Adventures. Overall, I'd say the Lego Star Wars Tenoo Jedi Adventure Temple building set is a fun, simple, and not too big or expensive piece for younglings to begin their journey through a galaxy far, far away. Mike Celestino showing off those writing chops.
I was neither a CP nor did I finish college. So you and me, Doobie, we're the two.
We're the two. We did go though, at least.
Yeah, we went a little bit. We
How
dabbled.
long did you go?
We dabbled
How
in
long
college. I went to Northern Arizona University for a year, and then I went to Scottsdale Community College and some other random places for a couple classes. Never did anything.
I dabbled a little more than you then. I went to UCLA for 2 full solid years and then started going kind of dribs and drabs for the next 2 years. I got more college than And finally, our favorite shirt creators. We get many freebies from them. We're not wearing any today, but we still want to let you know we often do. Roosevelt's for Lightning McQueen Day yesterday, had some new designs.
North American Lightning McQueen Day. France already celebrated in May. But this is the 3 new shirt designs, and these were available in I don't know if they're all still available. I think that the normal size cuts are, but I know that the specialty ones are a little bit harder to come by, so I haven't checked this morning. But they have unisex, women's cut, and preschool sizes.
And when did Mike Mack have a child? Because this is news to me. I'm not aware of it.
That guy's a little too good looking to be Mac. Also, he has hair. Mac only has the buzz.
Fair enough. I saw it. I'm like, Mike Mack right there. All right. I got nothing else for news right now. We'll see if anything breaks. Our CEO, looking at our Twitter. Oh, we got a lot going on Twitter.
Oh, do we?
Looks like Mike is out at Disneyland Resort this morning, tweeting some pictures, doing our event, their event there. Mike is there. So he's already covered that a lot, but he's back today. And Castaway here, I'll show this tweet. This is a nice little tweet. Oh, I can't show it. Yeah, I can. I have an account on this computer. Our CEO is celebrating the member cruise over at Castaway Key today, and where they are celebrating animation.
I think I might have some news in a moment.
Okay.
I might have seen it earlier and didn't realize that it was a thing.
So make sure you check out our Twitter today. We've got Castaway Key. We've got Halloween time. I thought you meant the kid looks like me. I'm far off. He doesn't look anything like Mac. Fine, okay? Fine. I'm wrong, apparently.
Where is I lost my StreamYard. Okay.
Breaking news coming in. Here, while I get this together, you can play the thingy if you want to.
Okay. I mean, well, it is also that. So. I'm trying.
This is big news. Wow.
A mid-season fan celebration for Ahsoka.
Oh my goodness. That's Tenoo Tuesday. Experience episode 5 of Ahsoka on the big screen. On the big screen. There are locations you can RSVP for screenings near you, which I hope means it doesn't even cost anything. Wow. Yeah, it just says get passes. Doesn't look like there's any cost. Locations, 10 locations around the country, including San Francisco, Orlando at the AMC Disney Springs, Los Angeles at the Grove. Yeah, we'll have this on our site very soon, but I will go ahead and put the direct link to get your tickets right there in the chat. How completely awesome. Yay.
Makes more sense why they made a poster.
Yes, not a Photoshop. Yes, this is also news. Ben discovered Lorcana is fun. So what scares me is every time someone actually checks out Lorcana, the card game, like card, whatever, they actually like it.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. For me and Benji, we got to play with Ryan Miller, who's the co-designer of the game. So maybe there's just something about him that when you hear it from him, you're like he's entrancing. You're like, I need to buy cards. So maybe it's not just that. Maybe it's only those who interact.
Is he on the member cruise too?
I guess. I didn't get the whole story, but I didn't even know that because he just said that, and then your wife was like, "Oh, were you playing with the?" Because Benji asked me who I interviewed, and I told him Nicholas Cole, who's the one of the artists. And then once Rebecca said that, I was like, "Oh, did you mean the designer?" Like, I didn't interview him, but I played with him virtually, and then I talked to him at Gen Con. He's like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, okay.
So, yeah, Benji typically is very, very straightforward and non-cryptic when he communicates. So I'm a little surprised to hear that.
Famously.
I'm sorry. I'm checking out something on Twitter.
Now I'm expecting to see him pop up in the green room just after we.
He's got better things to do.
You would think, and yet. But yeah, so that Ahsoka thing's interesting. I was making fun of, as Doobie alluded to, Asad Ayez, who's the brand, forget, chief brand officer or something for Disney, and the marketing guy shared our new poster for Ahsoka. And I'm like, it's not like for episode 4 of Ahsoka. Like, it's not a poster if you don't hang it anywhere. You made a Photoshop. But I guess they probably will hang it somewhere if they're going to have these fan events. So I stand by what I said. I just rescind applying it to this situation.
Yes, but what you said makes perfect sense, and I agree. Okay, let's move on to we've got some of these. A little light on this day in Disney history today, so I brought out some pocket picks that have been hanging around. If you are on TikTok and you do not follow Dan Povenmire, co-creator of Phineas and Ferb, you are missing out on some fun.
Ever a song that I wrote that I was really disappointed with, and I've been pretty happy with most of the songs, but there's like pieces of songs that I felt like were just sort of lazy. And Swampy and I had written this song and decided to put an intro onto it. And I just sang the first thing that came to my mind and then figured out the chords for it. And I always felt like, oh, we're going to fix that at some point. We're going to make that better, because I felt like it wasn't very memorable. I should do something with it. And then I just never got around to it, and it went on the air like that. It's this intro right here. 18 years later, I guess I was wrong. I guess it is memorable.
I could see that it's not that great, but I understand both sides of it. Like, if you heard it however many times, and yes, it is memorable because you saw it 100 something times. But yeah, like some of the changes, not the greatest, but yeah.
No, I don't think we had reported this before. Rich Ostry from Mouse Fan Travel letting us know that one of the first cruises on the Disney Treasure, because it debuted on December 21st, will be a DVC members exclusive cruise, January 4th, 2025. So,
it is in our to-do list, along with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. So, we've got a full complement of LPers today. If you have been through DCP and you are looking for a job, we don't need people. We're good. All right. We have another Dan Povenmire, believe it or not. Like I said, follow him.
Double Dan.
Double down on Dan.
I had one of my favorite fan interactions yesterday at Disneyland. We were in the Rise of the Resistance ride, and there's a point in it in which there are park employees who are dressed as members of the Empire, or I guess the First Order, and they are not allowed to break character with you, and they have to be very stern with you and order you into this brig at a certain point. So when they put us in our cell, one of the First Order people looked at me and she said, "It's so unexpected that you got caught." And by unexpected, of course, I mean completely expected. If you know, you know.
Ah, Benny the Platypus, what an unexpected surprise. And by unexpected, I mean completely expected.
It made my day.
That made me so happy. Imagine. All right, and one more pocket pick for you guys. This one is just here to make me angry. This one comes from Disney Parks themselves.
Want to see what 200 drones in the sky looks like? Disneyland
Yes,
Paris'
I do.
Delight uses drones to light up the sky, along with their fountains and projections. Ben Spalding, one of the producers of the show, took us through the ins and outs of the nighttime spectacular.
As you can see, it's got its LED, and this is a new GPS antenna. It's kind of like having a big, massive LED screen in the sky. This is where everything happens. These technicians operate everything that is happening up on the castle. They send signals to make the drones take off to add to that amazing atmosphere. When you have drones, you can do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when he says this is where everything happens, he means in Paris, because it's not happening here in America at our parks. I'm angry.
Likes America.
We need drones. All right, we're going to do a couple of this day in Disney history and then get out of here because our to-do list is getting larger.
On this, you mean our to-do list is getting larger.
And Leon is getting okay. On this day in 1972, wow, she's almost as old as I am. An actress was born, a princess voice, a Disney legend.
A princess voice and a Disney legend in Ming-Na Wen.
Ming-Na Wen is an excellent guess. That is incorrect. I would bet she's older than me.
Maybe.
Oh, I didn't mean to show you yet. Shoot. Anyway, it's Anika Noni Rhodes, the voice of Princess
I didn't
Tiana.
realize she was. I would have never thought she was.
So Princess Tiana's palace opens officially tomorrow,
Cool.
and her birthday is today.
Missed
Got
opportunity.
a little something there. Have her out for her birthday. Yeah, that did hurt, didn't it, Rich? Why not here? We don't know. We have speculation. We could be right. We could be wrong. We don't know. Doesn't matter. Make it happen. On this day in 2010, another attraction closure. This one at Disney California Adventure.
2010, Disney California Adventure.
Original attraction.
Oh, an original attraction. Well, the makeover already happened before those, right? So it wasn't like Orange Stinger, or
It was an Orange Stinger, and this is not a redo of an attraction. This
it's just
attraction
a
is
straight up
gone.
closure. Okay. I really want to know this. And it's a ride or just an attraction?
It is a ride. A
Okay.
ride and a half. One I never did.
A ride and a half. Wow.
I mean, there's no question. It's a ride.
No. Maliboomer?
Yes. On this day in 2010, the Maliboomer closed. One of the original.
Eventually got replaced by a ride, but it took several years.
Yes.
It got
But it was
replaced
like-
by a ride that they picked up from one place and put over there.
Okay, folks.
That was
Not
an
breaking
addition by
news.
subtraction situation.
I'm just sad I never wrote it. That's
The
only-
Scream Shields.
Yes, the Scream Shield.
There probably were actually Scream Shields because, like, Tower isn't that bad. I don't know. It's just
Scream
fun.
Shields Plus.
Yeah, there you go.
It looks like Disney has hired someone. That's not particularly interesting.
No, General Counsel. You don't care about General Counsel?
It's only interesting. It's particularly interesting because if she was hired specifically because of the stuff going on in Central Florida, which we actively never cover here.
Actively never cover it.
We actively ignore on our fun show. Okay, folks, if you have nothing to do for the rest of today, go read that CNBC article. You will enjoy it. I will not be here tomorrow nor Friday. I do not know if the show goes on without me. My fingers are crossed that it does, especially tomorrow at the Open of Tiana's Palace. But we shall see. But thanks for joining us, and I will see you guys again on Monday. Until then, bye-bye. That's the old one. There it is.